Hi, welcome to the Macro Chat live show. You can see my mess. Oh my gosh, well, that's more of a mess. Here we go. Hello, hello. I am here. I am here. So I have some announcements. I have some announcements for you guys today. Some of you know, some of you don't know. This is going to be a big surprise. So welcome to the Macro Chat live show. This is a place where we hang out with macro photographers. So let me give you my announcement today. This is actually show 80, and I have my notes because I don't want to mess this up. So I wanted to say that for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Janice Sullivan, and I own Sullivan J Photographers, where I help macro photographers make world-class photography that they're actually proud to share to the world. But here's the thing. I've been doing the show for 4 years now, and I love this show. But it is with sadness that I am actually canceling the Macro Chat live show. But I'm not going to do a full show today, but I do have images. Hey, Greg, nice to see you. Yes, nice to see you. I want to thank you for hanging out and being a chatter on the show that we've had here, me and AD. Now, AD is not with me today. He knows we've been going back and forth, and I had to give him the bad news that I'm actually canceling the show. And I am very sad about it. I love this show. I've been doing it for 4 years, and it's been a really great place for us to hang out as macro photographers and move your images forward. But, you know, it's time for me to move on and to do things, do other things on YouTube. So I'm really sad about the Macro Chat live show, and I'm going to share with you who our next guest was going to be next month, so you can follow him because he is absolutely amazing, Lee Hall. And I am going to do some images that were in my Dropbox today. But after that, I will say goodbye. Just know that I am here on YouTube. I am working on a bunch of how-to series videos for you macro lovers. And you can always comment in there and we can connect there. And another place that I connect with is in the professional macro photography group. And I am there also. So you can connect with me there too. But I may bring the show back. I'm not sure at the moment. It's just time for me to move forward. And I will miss you guys tremendously. There's no two ways about it. The chatters that have been here are dear to my heart, and you replayers. So I want to thank you so much. Hi, JR. Hello, JR. Nice to see you. And Stuart. Oh, hi, Stuart. You know what? Oh, and Stuart, you caught a sad one. I'm so sad. Yes, I was so honored to have Stuart Wood on the show. He is one of the amazing photographers that I'm going to give thanks to today. So I want to thank, first of all of you that have joined me in the chat and hung out with me on these live shows, because like I say, they are absolutely amazing, and hopefully in the future things will move on and I'll be able to do them again. But I want to thank all my guests, Stuart included, and I will definitely keep sharing all of the amazing guests that have been on this show, because that is like a group of awesome photographers that really tell their story and give you guys so much information to move your photography forward. So I've been doing some shorts, and Stuart, I was telling you about that. So I'm doing shorts, and one of the things that I'm doing on Tuesday is shorts to share with you some of the amazing photographers on the Macro Chat live show, because that is like 4 years of amazing content. Just because YouTube, you put out new things doesn't mean that the past stuff is just nothing. I mean, it's just amazing. The Macro Chat live show is just amazing. So please watch some of the older shows and grab a drink and a snack. You'll enjoy them for sure. I also want to thank AD. He is the one that was behind the scenes making this all work smoothly for me. He is not here with me today because we're not having a full show. He is absolutely awesome. And if any of you guys have a show in the future that you need some help with when it comes to producer, I highly recommend AD Wheeler. So he just makes things work. He is very good at what he does. He's very, very good. And so he will help you if you want to have shows in the future. So thank you, AD, for that. Again, I will be posting videos. Let me go ahead and share with you some of the images that are in my Dropbox because, and JR, you're in there. So let me share my screen. I am on OBS right now, and I will also share Lee Hall because Lee, I just emailed Lee also to let him know that the show is canceled and this that unfortunately, bummer, I won't have him, but I am recommending him for everybody to watch. So let me get onto my OBS and make sure that I can share my screen. So this is one of the things that AD used to do for me all the time that I wouldn't have to worry about. So I believe it's right cam. No, it's front screen. Let's see. I have to check. Is it critique? That's the intro. Okay, that's me, but that's not my right screen. I got to share the screen. See, look at this. I don't want right camera because, boy, let me tell you, you guys will see. Not equipment. Let me see. And show. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. See, this is why. Oh, hey, I did it. This is why I don't have. This is so funny. I'm here. This is why AD is. I have to laugh in the chat that I just did that. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to share with you guys these images that I have because people have actually submitted these images. So JR sent this corkscrew. Now, one of the things that JR didn't really, it just says corkscrew. So these images that I'm going to be sharing with you today actually do not have, I have not received goal sets. So I'm going to give you my personal photography opinion because you guys put the time to put these in the Dropbox. So what I want to say with the corkscrew is that I love corkscrews because it has a nice flow for your eyes to roll. And I love your lighting here for sure, especially right in here. If you could see my mouse, this is really cool. I think for me, this is my personal opinion. Again, these are all my personal opinions. Normally we ask for a goal set and then we give you guys advice. But because it's the last show, I'm just going to go through the rest that's in my Dropbox. So what I would do is I love the flow of this JR, how it's moving forward. And then I would personally crop a little bit. For me, I like to get tighter into the subject. As you can see, I'm not in Lightroom, so I'm just going to share with you my thoughts. And I would just crop a little bit off the top because the background, unless, you know, to me, it's not really that relevant to me. It just seems like that it is part of your concept. So you don't need as much. I would just crop it up a little bit just so I can get into the swirl a little bit more. You know what I mean? I can get in feel to the swirl. But I love this idea and the movement. And JR, you're an amazing photographer for sure. So let me see if I can figure out how to go to the next one. Here we go. And this one is also from JR. So thank you, JR. I'm sorry that I missed. Hi, Lee. Oh, did you? I hope you got my email. Yes, I'm sad about it for sure, but it's a decision I had to do. I sent you an email, Lee, so definitely check your email if you get a chance. So here is the wooden shoes from JR, and these are teeny little shoes, which is so cool. So one of the things that I would suggest with this one is play with lighting. I love the lighting on the right shoe. I would probably, you lost a little bit of detail over here to the right. You could see this over here. Let's see if I click on it. Yeah. So I would probably just bring some stamping and push this a little bit more in, because what happens is our eyes go to the very bright areas of the image. So, and natural is like, this one feels natural. I just want to see a little bit more detail. This is being me nitpicky because I know JR. But it's an awesome, definitely, I love to be able to see, these are teeny weeny shoes. So I think they're toys, right, JR? Let me know in the chat. I can't remember. They're little teeny things. So here we've got the rest. We've got some images from Paul. Paul has sent images and I have not put them on the show because Paul, you've never given me the actual, you've never given me, say, I've always liked to know what you're focusing on because that changes the feedback. And so I'm just going to give you what I feel on these images, which could be totally off of what you're doing. So I want you to understand that, okay? So I love flowing where my eyes move and the color's beautiful. I love the way this feels with the blue. For me, I would probably either add some of the blue to the left or I would crop it a little bit because the left side of the image has gone flat. And the only reason why, for me, because it would be my image, not what you've done, is that I love the way this feels and the line and the movement and how it, but it's still, don't get me wrong, because I still love this. I just feel like I personally would take like a little bit off. You could see my mouse. I take a little bit off if I didn't want to put any more blue because that's a whole different feel to the image. Or I would add just a touch of blue maybe right in here just to bring it in. But that's, again, my personal opinion. And then Paul brought in this cute little frog. And I just I love when you catch little things like this. So with this one, I love his details, the colors, especially right in here, he's got the eye. Very, very cool. My suggestion is, again, another crop, just because the background is really irrelevant here. It's not sharing to me, it's not sharing the story of the background. Yes, we know it's in the background, but the story really is the frog, cute little thing. And so I would take some of the sides off because it's in the middle. What I want to give you a suggestion, Paul, or anybody that's out there, when we look at anything with our eyes look at everything in the middle. And the reason why the rule of thirds and taking your main subject off of the middle gives us a little bit of excitement within ourselves as a human being. Okay, so it's taking us to take a second look because it's different. When you see something that we normally see all the time, that's why it's like, get low, get high, move the subject off of the frame a little bit. It's making us excited as human beings. So change up what we would normally see in our eyes and move it around in your composition, and you'll have a very successful image. That's my little 2 cents there. Hi, Jan. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Very nice. I'm so happy to see you. Paul. Oh, you are, Paul. You're here. Very cool. Oh, I'm so excited that you're here. And yes, I am crying too. Okay, so here's another beautiful image from Paul. And it's always fun when you're hiking and walking and you'll be able to get up close. And obviously, look at how neat these are right in here. And then you see these little drops and you see the refractions inside, which is super cool because if you get up close here, you could really see where see if you could see right here where my mouse is. You could see that the background is refracting in these water drops, which is a lot of fun. So Paul, let me give you a tip on one of these because, again, I didn't get your goal set, but so this is my tip. So one of the things that I could see from me is for the story that I'm seeing is the branch and the refraction of the water drops. And it's cool to have the background, but one of the things with this background is that the yellow stripe that's up here at the top takes us away from the branch and the refracted water drops. So if it was mine, I would crop again and I would remove this part. Like if you could see my mouse, even if I had to cut into the wood, it wouldn't matter for me because then what's going to happen is my eyes are going to go straight down here and it's going to bring our eyes to the refraction of the water drop, which is absolutely gorgeous and fun. If this background, probably if the yellow wasn't so bright, another thing that we do is we go to sharp, we go to very bright areas, and we go to saturated areas in our frame of our photograph. So what's happening is that my eyes are going straight to the yellow. So, and that to me is nice and beautiful, but I have a feeling that this is your story in here. So let's get our eyes to go right to the refraction. I love this one right here, this middle one, which is cool because it's the rule of thirds. Basically, this one is just a little drop, but look, you got 3 cool ones right here. And then here's another awesome image from Paul, and I believe, because you didn't have your goal set, but I believe that what you're, tell me if I'm wrong, is that you got this really cool dragonfly, but what's different about this image that I absolutely love is you've got the shadow of the dragonfly, which is a lot of fun because we see so many dragonflies, but we really don't see a lot of shadows. So for this one, I love it. Now, I personally, I don't know if I would even crop this. I just absolutely love it. I may take a little bit off the bottom. This is centered, but what's driving my eyes is I go to this awesome dragonfly, but what I love is this is what really, to me, tops it off because I love seeing different kinds of macro photography. And I really love definitely the shadow. I think this is really cool. If you can get more of these, Paul, I would rock this one for sure. This is a lot of fun. Okay, let me go to, and here's Tiago. I could be saying it wrong. And yes, the shadow was the goal. Cool. Yay. No problem, Paul. So Tiago, this one right here is also a dragonfly, and I absolutely love the details. It's so cool. One of the things that I want to suggest is so I personally like to leave a little bit more space when it comes to the front of the dragonfly, because I want to feel like it's ready to move forward. This is, again, my personal opinion because I don't know Tiago didn't give me the main goal for this. I'm just giving you advice of what feels really comfortable and when it comes to an image like this. If you were to position or leave a little bit more off to the right now it looks like a side portrait of a beautiful dragonfly, because look at all these details in here. Very cool. And the light, and I actually see most of the time, like with these, I always pay attention to the very bright areas, and it's nice because it just looks up up here. The white doesn't bug me at all. I think with this one, just to give it an extra, little pizzazz, I would probably add a little bit if you know how to post-process and add some more room to, I don't know what software you use, but you can use Photoshop and, just give it a little bit more background. Right now, the softwares are so amazing. You can take the crop and bring it out just a little bit, and it will do a content-aware feel. And sometimes you're just like, wow, it just did everything for me. Just to bring it out a little bit more in the front. That's just a personal feeling that I would love to see. But you could see how gorgeous, if because I'm in my Dropbox and not Lightroom, but if you get up close, there's some really beautiful, like, you could see the details and dramatic details. I just love it, and the color is just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so let me go to me. Hello. So again, Jan, I want to let you guys know I'm like stuttering because it's really hard for me to share this with you guys, but today is the last day for the Macro Chat live show. I need to move on with, I've been doing it for 4 years and I absolutely have loved it. So don't get me wrong. And I love you chatters, and I love hanging out with you guys. I am on the professional macro, some people don't like Facebook, and I get it, but I am there. So you can hang out with me there, and I will still complete, I'll be putting out videos every Thursday like I normally do, in a series, and then the shorts. So I wanted to share with you Lee. He's actually here. Did I do this? Let's see. Oh, that's me. Is it this one? No, sorry, Lightroom. There we go. Here's Lee. Okay, so Lee's in the chat right now, you guys. I want to share this before I end my little show today. Lee was going to be the April photographer guest of the month, and his work is, see, there's Stuart right there. Oh my God, Stu, look at that. That's so cool. Hey, if you guys have a live show, man, let me know because I'll definitely watch and hang out with you guys in the chat for sure. But Lee was going to be on the show, and I highly recommend you guys check, subscribe to his channel. He does really good stuff. Look at how to photograph on a budget, photography macro for beginners. He's got some really amazing content there that you guys will absolutely love, and I feel like you guys should definitely subscribe and let him know that you saw him from the Macro Chat live show, so then he knows where you guys came from. So he has some really good stuff, and yes, I wanted to share that. You could see up here Lee Hall Photography. Okay, so go to that channel and definitely check out Lee, and thank you so much, Lee, for saying yes. And I'm really sorry that there's Stu. Yes, Stu, that's cool that you guys did that live streaming. It's so much fun to be able to hang out with you guys live. But I'll be here. I'm still around. Again, I want to thank you all for joining me in the Macro Chat live shows. And if you have any questions or want anything answered, just ping me and maybe I'll make a video for you. All right. With that said, I do want to thank you all. Thank you. Let's see. Greg, JR, Stuart, Lee, Paul. Let's see who else is here. Right there, those are the people that are actually on live. There's 9 watching now. So you guys will see that down below, I will give you all the connections to hang out with me because I still want to hang out with you guys. It's just not going to be on the Macro Chat live show. Oh, that's awesome, JR. Thanks for subscribing to Lee. All right, you guys. Well, you take care of yourself, and always remember that your 1,000 words does make a difference. Cheers.